Chrisley Knows best star Nanny Faye proclaims that she isn't leaving Florida without one thing. Keep reading to find out about this and more. Recently, Chrisley Knows best previews that the Chrisley family is going on vacation. Todd Chrisley is attempting to help Grayson and Chloe Chrisley pack for their vacation. It doesn't take Grayson long to gather everything he wants to take with him. Chloe, on the other hand, keeps coming out of her room with more toys. Over on the Chrisley USA Instagram page, fans learned that Nanny Faye Chrisley did go on vacation with the rest of the family, but she isn't heading home without something. While enjoying a meal with her son, Nanny says, "I love it down here, but I'm not going to leave Florida without a man." Then, the Chrisley family matriarch goes on to explain her reasoning for this bold statement. She says, "'Cause if you can't find one in Florida, you out of luck." Todd Chrisley looks less than thrilled by the words that just came out of his mom's mouth. However, Julie Chrisley looks entertained by her mother-in-law's antics. Things get even more interesting when Chase asks why Nanny Faye needs a man. As a rebuttal, she asks her grandson why he wants a girl. It seems to all boil down to one thing: intimate relations. With all of that, fans may be wondering more about Nanny Faye Chrisley's relationship status. Sadly, Todd Chrisley's father, Gene Raymond Chrisley, passed away in 2012 at just 77 years old. From the looks of Chrisley Knows best, Nanny Faye hasn't seriously dated since her husband passed away. However, at one point, the series features that the family matriarch signed up for Christian mingle. When her son fans out, he isn't thrilled. In one episode, he shares, "I'm sure the guy that was there with my mom is a very nice gentleman, but he's not my dad. My mother has never dated anyone in her entire life other than my dad." What do you think about Nanny Faye Chrisley and her goal for her Florida vacation? Please let us know in the comments section below. Make sure to come back to TV shows Ace for more Chrisley Knows best news. There's something about Florida that always brought out the wild in Nanny Faye. Maybe it was the way the air smelled faintly of sunscreen and citrus, or maybe it was the shuffleboard tournaments at the senior center in Boca that made her feel like she was 28 again and not 78. But when Faye Bennett set foot on Florida soil, her hips stopped aching, her hair seemed a little fluffier, and her sense of mischief kicked into high gear. This trip had been planned for months, a girls' week with her bridge club from Nashville. But when you're Nanny Faye, a simple vacation has a way of turning into an adventure that could easily be a two-part special on the Hallmark Channel. She'd packed light. Just one leopard print roller bag filled with caftans, oversized sunglasses, and more costume jewelry than a drag brunch in South Beach. But there was one thing Nanny Faye didn't pack, and that was her restraint. And so began the great Florida escapade, which, unbeknownst to anyone at the time, would become legendary at the Delray Beach Marriott, particularly at the poolside tiki bar, where rumors still swirl like hurricanes in the Gulf. It started innocently enough. Faye and her bridge girls, Lois, Bernadine, and Carol Ann, arrived on a bright Monday afternoon, ready to hit the beach and maybe meet a few eligible retirees with full teeth and their own golf carts. They staked out their lounge chairs like the seasoned vacationers they were, applied enough tanning lotion to make a seal slide off a rock, and sipped pina coladas before 2 p.m. I haven't felt this relaxed since Nixon resigned, Carol Ann sighed, fanning herself with a room key. But Faye's eye kept drifting to the tiki bar, not because of the shirtless bartender, though he was certainly a visual appetizer, but because of the claw machine standing just to the left of the patio. A big red and yellow contraption filled with plush flamingos, rubber alligators, sunglasses with palm trees on them, and one very specific prize, a glittery, slightly ridiculous stuffed key lime pie slice with a smiling face and tiny sunglasses. It was stupid, ridiculous, childish even. But the moment Nanny Faye saw that plush pie, she felt something stir in her bones. "I'm not leaving Florida without that pie," she declared. Bernadine looked up from her book. "What Pete?" Faye pointed to the claw machine. "That one. With the shades. He's practically winking at me." Lois raised an eyebrow. "Faye, honey, That's a toy. Don't care, Faye said, slipping off her wedge sandals and heading straight for the machine. That key lime cutie is coming home with me. The first $5 went fast. The claw jerked around like it was drunk, missing the pie by at least 6 inches every time. Faye huffed, slid in another 10. Is she serious? Bernadine asked the bartender, who was watching with She's been like this since we landed, Carol Ann said. Yesterday, she tried to buy a baby alligator from a man named Rico. The bartender chuckled. That machine's never given up the pie. Some say it's been in there for 3 years. We call it the Florida tease. Faye narrowed her eyes. That pie is mine. So began the daily ritual. Every morning, after breakfast at the hotel buffet, Faye always took 2 extra muffins for later. She'd march down to the tiki bar with a crisp 20 in hand and do battle with the claw. The hotel staff started placing bets on whether she'd win. Guests cheered her on. One man from Ohio started bringing her bottled water between rounds by day 3. Her reputation was cemented. She's the pie hunter, whispered a child in the pool. You think she'll get it today? A woman in a sun hat asked. The answer was always the same, almost. Sometimes the claw would grip the pie and lift it an inch before dropping it like a bad date. Sometimes it would just hover over it, then snatch a pair of plastic sunglasses instead. Faye had a growing collection of unwanted prizes in her hotel room, including 3 flamingos and a stress ball shaped like a manatee. Her friends tried to intervene. Faye, honey, maybe it's time to walk away, Carol Ann said gently. I've got over $100 invested in this pie, Faye shot back. I've named him Kevin. We've bonded. Bernadine offered an alternative. We could buy you a pie at the gift shop. A real key lime one. You can eat it and everything. I don't want a real one. I want Kevin on the 4th night. Faye stormed the front desk. I need to speak to your manager, she said firmly. The young man behind the desk blinked. Is something wrong, Mom? Yes, she said. That claw machine is rigged. It's holding my pie hostage. The manager was eventually summoned, a wiry man in blue blazer named Todd. It's operated by a third-party vendor, Todd explained. But I can reach out and see if they can open the machine for you. Faye lit up. You mean I can buy the pie? Todd hesitated. Well, that's not really. I'll pay anything. Name your price. He relented. Let me see what I can do. The next morning, Faye was back at it, feeding in singles like she was in a low-rent casino. Her fingers were sticky from the complimentary Mai Tai. Her determination had only grown. And then, miracle of miracles, it happened. The claw descended. It gripped. It lifted. Kevin the key lime pie wobbled, trembled, and plop. Into the chute he went. The crowd. Because yes, by now there was a crowd. Erupted. Pie, pie, pie. Someone chanted. Faye held him aloft like Rafiki with Simba. Ki Van. She cried. Even the bartender clapped. Carol Ann took a photo of Faye beaming with her prize. This is going on your Christmas card, she said. Later that evening, as the women packed up for their return to Nashville, Faye gently tucked Kevin into her carry-on bag. She wrapped him in one of her silk scarves to keep him safe. When TSA asked about it, she looked them dead in the eye. That's my travel companion, she said. His name is Kevin, and he's emotionally irreplaceable. They waved her through. Back in Tennessee, Kevin got a place of honor on Faye's mantle, right next to her bowling trophies and a framed photo of Kenny Rogers. Guests were required to greet him upon entry. Say hi to Kevin, she'd instruct. No one dared question it. And while the vacation faded into memory, the legend of the pie hunt lived on. Faye would tell the story at Bridge Club, during hair appointments, and once dramatically at a local community theater rehearsal, even though no one had asked. Because here's the thing, some people go to Florida for the sun. Some go for the beaches. But Nanny Faye? She went for destiny. She went for Kevin.